Welcome to For the Love of Books, a podcast by North Lanarkshire Libraries. Hi everyone, welcome back to the North Lanarkshire Libraries podcast For the Love of Books. My name is Chris Wilson, the E-Services Librarian, and this is the last podcast I'll be doing of 2023. But don't worry, there will be a couple of extra ones from Jenny and Parry doing these books editions as well before the end of the year too. But I thought with this episode I would have a little bit of reflection on 2023, because sometimes you get to this point of the year and you think, where on earth has the year gone? And it can be a good time to look back and see what you have done over the course of the year. And the Library Service has done lots of stuff over the course of the year. There's been some fantastic events throughout the whole entire year. I'm thinking things like Let's Go Easter, Let's Go Summer, Book Week Scotland, all that kind of stuff, and there has been so many great events, and I thought I would look back a little bit on some of the activities and events and that I've been kind of involved in throughout the year, and as I was putting this together, I actually kind of was looking through it and I was thinking, my God, there actually is lots and lots of stuff that's happened, and that's why the year does seem to pass so quickly throughout the whole entire year. So I thought I'd run through a bunch of the things, and I've also got a little bit of a clip as well from one of our staff members, Peter, who is going to tell us a little about an event that he was involved in particular that he really enjoyed as well. So I'll add that in at the end too. But to kick us off, I thought I would start off with talking about our Facebook book group. And you may not know that we have a Facebook book group, but we do. And we launch a suggested read at the start of each month. And then at the end of the month, we have a wee kind of discussion thread where we can kind of chat about what we thought of it and things like that. And if you don't read the suggested read, you can also tell us about what books you have read throughout that month as well. And for me, it's been another fantastic year of reading. For a couple of reasons, I've missed a couple of the books, which, hold my hands up, I have missed a few this year, and which it's a shame, but things get in the way sometimes of reading, it does. My favourite book from the ones that we have read this year has been the Barbara Kingsolver book, Demon Copperhead, which is a fantastic book, quite of a kind of a bit of a sad story, really, in a way, in some parts, but it's a really, really good read as well, and it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't done so already. Some of the other books that we've read, we do tend to use the BorrowBox campaign titles, the always available ones, as the kind of basis for the book, so that we can kind of make sure that everyone in the group can get access to the titles. And so some of the ones that we have read throughout this year include things like Body Language, The Curfew, The Instant, and The Empire in Black and Gold. And you can see all the authors for these as well if you join the group, which you can do so by just searching for North Lanarkshire Libraries book group, and you'll find it on there, and I'll post a link in the description of the podcast as well if you want to kind of check it out and stuff like that too. We are welcome for any new members to come and join the group and talk to us about books at any point throughout the month as well. It's a great little thing to do and get involved in. You might hear a lot about BorrowBox throughout this podcast, because that's kind of one of the kind of primary things that I'm involved in promoting for the Library Service and managing for the Library Service as well. So the next thing I thought I would mention was the fact that BorrowBox have provided us with a couple of online events this year, which have been fantastic to kind of get along to, and they have been free events for anyone to come along and attend online. This year we have had Anne Cleves, and also Heather Morris, who's the author of The Tattooist of Ipswich as well. So two fantastic authors there, and they have been completely free events that BorrowBox have come to the Library Services with and offered to their members, and it's been great to kind of have been able to offer that to some of you guys to come along to and check out as well. Sticking with BorrowBox a little bit as well, we have, obviously, with the unfortunate circumstances that have been going on in Ukraine over the course of time recently, we have invested in putting together a Ukrainian collection on there as well for any Ukrainian people who have come to the North Lanarkshire area, and they can access that as a collection to use BorrowBox and continue to enjoy reading while they're here. As I mentioned earlier on, some of the fantastic events that we have had going on throughout summer, throughout the course of the year, has been Let's Go Easter and Let's Go Summer. And my part in that is really to kind of be a kind of promotional role of putting out all the information on social media. It is a hectic time on social media to try and promote all the events that are going on, because we do have tons of events going on when it hits Let's Go Easter and Let's Go Summer, and it's always been great to kind of be able to put all that together and get the word out there for you guys and to promote that as well. It's a fantastic time and a really busy time in the libraries and also online for us to kind of be able to push all that out there as well. Now, one of the other fantastic events that I've been involved in online too is our involvement with Playlists for Life. Now, if you don't know much about Playlists for Life, basically it's a charity that is set up to help promote the use of music to help people affected by dementia, and basically it's using music to try and spark memories and relive kind of memories in the past and things that kind of stuff, because music can be very powerful in terms of kind of connecting to a moment in time in the past that you kind of hear a song instantly brings back a memory about something, and it's a great thing like that. And if you want to find out a bit more about Playlists for Life, we did do a podcast a while back with Pam Rubick from Playlists for Life herself, and she kind of talked through about the importance of it, why they do it and why they promote it, and we are quite heavily involved in kind of supporting that through our libraries. We do have various help points in some of the town centre libraries where you can go along and get some information about Playlists for Life. And from an online point of view, for me, we have been doing various community built playlists throughout the year. We did a spring into summer one, a back to school one just before the kids went back to school, a go-to songs one, and we have got one on just now as well called Gift a Playlist, which is the promotion that Playlists for Life themselves are doing at the moment. The community built playlists are basically, we have got a web page about Playlists for Life, and you can go on there and submit a song which kind of connects with the theme of the playlist, and you can fire that out to us and we will then add that to the playlist. And you can find it on Spotify, where you can also like the playlist so it's in your collection, and you can see what else other people have added and put it together for that playlist. It's a great little initiative we've got going to support the Playlists for Life campaign and project, and it's always really interesting to see the songs that people come up with whenever you put together the theme, and what other songs get put together with that from other people. So I think it's a lovely little thing, and you kind of get some really interesting playlists from it as well. And you never know, you might discover new songs that you never thought of, or things like that. And it's always good to see your songs getting added to the playlist as well. And if you do want to kind of take part, like I say, we are still doing the Gift a Playlist playlist at the moment. It's a fantastic set of songs already. It's on there. And basically the Gift a Playlist one is basically it's submit a song that you have enjoyed throughout 2023. I suppose kind of similar to this podcast, reflecting back on 2023, what song really meant something to you this year. Doesn't need to be a new one, it can be an old song if you want, if there's one that you've just constantly played throughout the year and really connected with, or it can be a new one as well, if there's been a really kind of recent hit that's really just kind of meant something to you and really connected with you. You can submit that too, and we will add it to the playlist and you can enjoy that on there. Now, getting back to BorrowBox again, we have one of the great things that we can do with BorrowBox is put together local content, which basically means we make the ebook in some form and we can put it out there as kind of an ebook that our library members can download and access. And last year, the team at Eardrie Library were heavily involved in doing a project called Folk Tales for Lanarkshire, and they did actually get a printed book for that put together, and we also got an ebook version of it as well made as well, and that is available for anyone to download and BorrowBox, which was made available earlier in this year as well. So if you want to check that out, you can go and download Folk Tales of Lanarkshire and check out what happened throughout this, some of what the project was involved in the previous year, and some of the creativity that went into putting the book together for that as well, and it's definitely worth checking out. Now, the other major thing that we did with BorrowBox this year was we moved our e-newspaper collection to BorrowBox, which is a fantastic addition to the service. It means that all of our e-content for the eLibrary is all available on BorrowBox, all in one place for you guys to go and check out. It's fantastic that we have finally got to this point. I think it makes it much easier for everyone, all the library members out there, to kind of find all our e-content in one place, and we don't have to try and promote different apps and things like that sort of stuff to get you from one app to kind of checking out e-newspapers, one app for e-magazines, all that kind of stuff. It's now all on one place, and it's BorrowBox. And BorrowBox is a very user-friendly app for anyone to use. So I think once you get in and set up, everyone will enjoy it. The great thing about e-newspapers being on there is that basically you can get your daily newspaper or your weekly one, if it's a kind of weekly one that you download, straight to your device all the time, and there's great titles on there such as The Guardian, The Daily Record, and even some local ones as well, like the Wishaw Press and the Airdrie and Coatbridge Advertiser and things like that too. It's a fantastic way of getting some news straight to BorrowBox and enjoy, and it's great to see that has kind of taken off quite well this year. We did have e-newspapers available before on another service, and I think the move to BorrowBox has really helped increase the access to it, because we have got a lot of BorrowBox users, and they have then got instant access to all that content, which is really, really good. Now, another part of the local content that we did this year was Capture North Lanarkshire, and in the previous years we've always tried to can do a little bit of a contest or something like that throughout the summer to create a bit of local content and put that together as a little kind of competition for the winning entries to kind of put together into a collection and put onto BorrowBox. It's usually been a poetry thing to go with National Poetry Day, but this year we thought we'd try and do something a little bit different. And I thought to myself, what can we do that's a little bit different and that's still got that creativity side of things? And I thought, why don't we try and do a sort of photo ebook and focus it on North Lanarkshire? So that's why it's called Capture North Lanarkshire. And basically, I challenged you guys to go out into the community, take photos of North Lanarkshire and submit them to the North Lanarkshire Libraries, and we would put the best ones into the ebook collection. And I wasn't really sure how well it would go. I didn't really know how much you guys loved taking photos, but it turned out you loved taking photos a lot. We got lots and lots of entries, and fantastic entries, I have to say as well. There is a lot of fantastic photographers out there in North Lanarkshire, and it was great to see so many people engaging with the competition. And the final ebook that we put together, I'm really, really pleased with. The collection of photos that are in it are fantastic, and it really showcases the hidden gems and beauty of North Lanarkshire that some people kind of might not sort of notice straight away. You know, there's lots of great areas that are highlighted in it, and it's definitely worth kind of checking out and seeing if you can notice or know any of the spots that are shown in some of the photos. And it was great to really see that kind of taking off and being a success, and the change from being focused on Poetry Day and to photography. And we launched that on World Photography Day as well, which was a nice little way of kind of touching that kind of significant day as well. So that was really, really good. One of the other major things that we did as a library service this year was updated our library service, our library management system, which also meant we ended up with a new online catalogue as well. I have been involved with kind of putting that together and designing it and things like that sort of stuff, the layout of things and that kind of thing. And it's been really, really good to see it. I think it does kind of make a much more user-friendly experience for you guys, the library members out there to use. And it offers a much more visually pleasing way of kind of seeing our service online and interacting with various things. You can do all the usual things like reserving books and renewing your loans and all that kind of thing. And we can also, it gives us the ability to update things and promote things a little bit better, such as, I think at the moment we are promoting the playlist that we were talking about earlier on, the gift playlist thing on there as well, so you can kind of get a link through to kind of take part in that via the catalogue as well. And it's been nice to kind of get that out there and have something that we can really kind of use as a promotional tool as well, and give you guys the functionality to really kind of be able to manage your accounts online as well, which is really, really good. One of the other things that I'm heavily involved in is the online book bug sessions. I don't do them often. I will give a little special mention to one I did do, but I can help to kind of put them together and get them out there for you guys to enjoy. I want to give a special shout out to all the guys who have been involved in doing some of the sessions this year. They do a fantastic job. Make sure that we get a weekly one out there for you guys to enjoy, and they do such a fantastic job, and it's really great to see that come together and have everyone enjoying some of the book bug benefits online as well. It opens up the possibility for people who maybe struggle to get the little ones out to the library to have the possibility to still kind of enjoy BookBug in some manner. So it's really, really good that we have got that continued and keep it going. And it's been fantastic to be involved in that and kind of manage that a little bit. As I say, I did manage to star in one this year, and I had a special guest. My little girl starred in it with me. It was one from July, so if you do want to see that and see why you maybe working with kids is a little bit challenging, shall we say, you can check that out and see that one. She did well with singing the songs along with me. However, she did decide to run away at certain points in the video too. But it was fun making that, and it worked very well. Now, as I said, one of the things that I also do for the library service is promoting things online using social media and things like that. And if you are in any way knowledgeable about social media, you will know that there has been the launch of a new social media platform this year, Threads, which we did join, and we are slowly but surely kind of building our audience there as well. If you haven't followed us on Threads, you can go and join the site and follow us on there. It's the usual social media name, Libraries NL, if you want to look us up, and you'll find us on there. We would love to have you as a follower, and you can follow along with all the posts that we put out there and kind of keep up with that as well. Now, one of the other major pieces of online content that we have been doing is obviously this podcast, and we have been doing lots of work on it, and with the help of Jenny and Parry, we are now putting out a podcast every single week, or usually every single week, with short breaks maybe in between. But it has been really good to kind of get that content out there. And I have done lots of great interviews with some authors this year as well, which I really enjoyed doing the author interviews. And we've done ones with the likes of David McPhail, a children's author, Leslie Kelly, Hannah Peckham gave us a little bit of an update on her son as well, who was diagnosed with leukemia, and raising awareness with the pants of Pants to Leukemia campaign that she is involved in, which was interesting to hear about. We also had Owen Mullen and Julie Hamill and Philip Cavaney as well as some of the authors that we had on the podcast. And the podcast has been kind of doing really, really well from the introduction of the kind of weekly ones with Jenny and Parry, and it's been great to have them on board and helping to promote the podcast a little bit more and create more content for it as well. Now, Julie Hamill, as I mentioned there, also did an online event with us as well, which was really fantastic to do. It was a online event you could sign up to come along to and view online just before Book Week Scotland this year, and we were promoting her new book, June, which is the final part of the trilogy that she has been writing, and they're all set in Airdrie, which kind of gives that local connection as well, which is really, really good. It was another interesting event to be involved in, but nerve-wracking doing an online event, but it was, I think it went well and it was a success. And you can also check back, we have got a recording of it on YouTube as well, which you can go and watch if you did happen to miss it and think it would be something you might want to check out. Her books are really, really good. They're all about kind of a sort of grieving process a little bit, as if you like, and it's how a local family kind of deal with the loss of someone, and it is a kind of very interesting set of books. Now, the big thing that we have got going on online at the moment as well at the end of the year, as we have done for the last few years, is our Book of the Year award, which is voted for by you, our library members, and you can go and do that just now, and we will announce the winner kind of early in 2024, and the shortlist for it includes authors like Peter May, Stuart McBride, Ian Rankin, Alex Gray, Christopher Brookmeyer, Alyssa Suave, Claire Askew, and Alan Parks. And so lots of great names on there. Basically, we use our stats to try and find the highest issuing Scottish authors who have had a book released either in 2022 or 2023. And that's kind of where we build the shortlist from for it. That's kind of roughly what we use to kind of make that shortlist. And so that was the ones, that's the authors who had the book in that category. You'll see the books that are the ones that you can vote for. Once you go to the webpage, you can go to the culturenl.co.uk website and you'll find it in the library's What's On section. And you can vote from the website and get your vote in to see if you can influence the result of our Book of the Year poll. And it'll be interesting to see who wins it this year. I think at the moment, Alyssa Suave is winning with Ginger and Me. And so I think she is quite far ahead at the moment, but there is a long time to go for the voting, so that could change. So do make sure you get your vote in. So that's kind of a bit of a rundown of all the kind of major things that I have been involved in this year online that I could think of while preparing this podcast. And I thought about kind of thinking about next year and what we're kind of looking forward to doing. And there's lots of stuff that obviously kind of continuing this podcast will be kind of one of the sort of major things. With Jenny and Parry on board doing the Bees Books editions and things like that, it's going to be a fantastic year going forward, I think, as well. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to doing, and this is a bit of an exclusive for the podcast, is that we have been in talks to bring back an adult reading challenge for 2024. We have been asked about it a few times since we did the Great Bookish Menu, and we stopped it for a few years, but I think in 2024 we may well bring it back and have like a way of joining the challenge online, and we'll have like a set of genres that you can try and kind of read and enjoy and challenge yourself to read something a little bit out there that you would not normally pick. So watch out for that coming in 2024. I think we'll also try and probably follow up, capture North Lanarkshire somehow. I'm not sure if it'll be a photography thing or not. We've not quite got that far in the thinking, but I think we'll definitely look to follow that up and do something online and create some more local content for BorrowBox as well. It'll be great to continue doing some of the playlists on Spotify as well and build that collection up as well. With your help, of course, because we need you guys to submit the songs for the playlist, so that'll be a great kind of thing to continue in 2024 as well. And also revealing the winner of the book of the year early in 2024 as well, so that'll be a fun thing to do. You just never know what's around the corner, so there's a whole host of possibilities coming to the libraries in 2024, and we will just need to wait and see this space and see what happens as the year goes on. As I mentioned at the start, I did get a little clip from Peter about an event that he has been involved in, and he will tell you about what he thought about the event that he was involved in this year. It was a ghost story event for Halloween that he will tell you about, and I'll include that now.
My name is Peter Benassi and I'm based at Motherwell Library. Reflecting on 2023, it's been a really interesting year and it has been packed out with so many things taking place, the refurbishment of Motherwell Library being one of them, but so much fun as well in the form of the activities which we run, the code clubs, and then the Let's Go Summer activities as well, which is really good. But the highlight for me personally was an event which I was actually solely responsible for, which was the Halloween ghost story, which I decided to take on board, and it's just my thing, and it was great fun. I have to say I got a lot out of it, and the people who attended, I think it went down well with them as well. They enjoyed it. I wasn't sure how I was going to approach it, but I finally decided on my two stories, one which had a more humorous element, and the second one which had a bit more fear factor in it. And I think it was a success. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and the feedback that I received was very positive. So much so that I'm looking forward to doing next year's with great anticipation.
So there you go, guys. There was what Peter had to say about his ghost story event that he did for Halloween. It was a fantastic event that was hosted in Motherwell Library, and it would be hopefully, again, looking forward to 2024. Hopefully, you never know. It's obviously a long way to Halloween, but maybe Peter will get a chance to do something similar in 2024 as well. That would be fantastic if we could. And we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. And that's pretty much all for me, guys. So thank you very much for listening to the podcast throughout 2023. As I say, there will be a few more Bees Books Edition ones coming out as well before the end of the year. But this is all for me for 2023, and I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. And do share with us what you get for Christmas if it's book related. We always like to hear bookish presents online as well, so do kind of watch out for any posts for us about kind of sharing your bookish presents online throughout the kind of festive period. And have a fantastic new year as well, and I will be back in 2024 on our podcast and doing much more interviews, promoting library services and general talking about books and all that stuff in 2024. But that's all from me, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great festive period.